Immediate reaction following the preseason opener here at SoFi Stadium. Welcome into the First Word presented by Dr. Pepper as the Dallas Cowboys fall to the Los Angeles Rams on a last second with 4 seconds remaining. Stetson Bennett touchdown pass, 13-12 the final score alongside Nicole Hutchison. I'm Kyle Yeoman. So let's start with the very ending of the ball game. Dallas had some really high-quality reps down the stretch. It was mostly the 3s and 4s in, but what did you see in that final drive?
Stetson Bennett, obviously coming up clutch for his team when needed. Josh DeBerry, Rams fans feeling that one, but Josh DeBerry just kind of had a misassignment on that last drive, caught a touchdown. He missed the touchdown pass in there, but, when you talk about that was kind of honestly the story of the game, right? You had promising drives from Trey Lance, and there were drops. That's something that you don't want to see, especially for a preseason game, but again, it's preseason. Nothing really at stake right now, so this is just a good measuring stick for this team. So.
Well, and you talk about the reps, and having those high-intensity reps down the stretch were certainly something that this Cowboys defense can rely on. I know just talking to Mike Zimmer very briefly following the game, he was happy with what he saw from the defense, and there's a reason to be happy. There were 4 interceptions throughout the game, and the fact that the secondary shined and continued some of that momentum from what they showed in Oxnard, California, is a good sign moving forward.
Can we say that one more time? There were 4 interceptions from this Cowboys defense. This Cowboys defensive backfield was one of the best in 2023. They have obviously returned here in 2024 in preseason. But when you talk about Marquise Bell, he's honestly a guy that stood out to me the most a little bit, just because I feel like him playing linebacker last year helped him a lot with his safety role. He's a lot more instinctive, faster at his reaction time, and picking up where the ball is who the ball carrier is with a fast instinct. So that really impressed me the most about him so far.
Now let's talk about the offensive side of the football. Trey Lance had his own struggles. He threw 41 passes, but he only had 188 yards, did not have a touchdown, but he did not also throw an interception. So things to rely on. Cowboys out of the end zone, is that a concern moving forward?
I don't think it's a concern. I think he just needs reps, and that's something that head coach Mike McCarthy has honestly preached about all training camp long, right? And I think that he's just still a little bit of indecisive with trusting his receivers getting to their spots a little bit, but he obviously has the legs, right? We saw he led the team in rushing yards with 44, but that's not obviously something we want to see. We want to see that arm. We want to see you make those throws. I think a little bit more reps these next 2 preseason games are going to be crucial for him.
And only 4 passes thrown by Cooper Rush, so Rush was in for 1 series, completed 3 of those 4 passes, looked solid in his limited work. We'll see more from those 2 guys next week against the Las Vegas Raiders. As we go into another week of training camp, week 2 of the preseason, what's the number one thing you think Mike McCarthy and this coaching staff are going to push?
Ding, 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 running backs for sure. You can't have your quarterback as your lead rusher. Malik Davis is somebody that I'm as excited about going forward, just because what he's shown so far and through training camp. He just didn't step up today. But Rico Dowdle, he's your guy. I'm sorry, I said what I said. He's your guy. He's going to be your guy alongside Ezekiel Elliott. But Malik Davis, I need to see more from him. Snoop Connor, I need to see more reps from him as well.
No doubt about it. And, of course, like you talked about, there were about 8 different guys fighting for 3 spots. I think it's still wide open after 1 game in the preseason. Only 1 real injury to report. Chuma Edoga, the starting left tackle, left the game after 1 series. Tyler Guyton did get a chance to play. He played for a series as well. But Edoga was then evaluated for a left foot injury. He came back out to the field, but he was wearing a walking boot and did not return to the game. So something to keep an eye on as we move forward. Preseason is always a time of evaluating and trying to stay healthy. For the most part, the Cowboys, outside of Chuma Edoga, healthy going into the 2nd week of the preseason. Once again, the final score, 13-12. The Rams take down the Cowboys. We're going to week number 2 of the preseason as the Las Vegas Raiders host the Cowboys coming up on Saturday on CBS 11. Check your local listings outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. For Nicole Hutchison, I'm Kyle Yeomans. That does it for the First Word presented by Dr. Pepper.